Have you ever noticed how many powerful people have completely destroyed their careers over something as simple as betrayal? Affairs, lies, cover ups, they lose everything: their reputation, their influence, their so called legacy. I mean, except for the people on the left. And honestly, I don't understand how more people can't see it. I don't ever want to live in a world where we just shrug and say, oh well, that's normal. But it sure does happen often. We literally just watched it happen from Kamala Harris on the Rachel Maddow show when she claimed that the 2024 election was the closest presidential election of the 21st century, while using the excuse that she only had 100 and whatever days to run, after she made that choice knowing full well how many days were left in the election. Rachel just nods along like a twat. When you cheat, lie, or betray the trust of not just your family, but an entire nation that believed in you, it's not just a private mistake. It's proof that you value your own selfish desires more than the people counting on you. And when someone in power tells a lie like that, it's not just a slip. It's a narrative being planted, one that people will repeat. Lies like those are dangerous. If we let them stand unchallenged, uncorrected, we normalize deception. We accept that precision and truth don't matter. And once trust is gone, no half apology can bring it back. Trust isn't restored by words, it's restored by actions. Taking responsibility, looking inward rather than outward for someone to blame, is how you earn back trust. Doubling down when there's evidence against you, it only causes confusion and divides the country. It's time we stop allowing liars to continue talking about anything besides their lies. This is the only way we will ever get some accountability from these people, because unless these people start facing some consequences, they've proven they'll just keep lying. It's time people stand up and say, I refuse to normalize this. I refuse to look the other way. I refuse to clap for leaders who betray the very people they swore to serve. Because if we can't hold the powerful accountable, how can we expect accountability from anyone else?
People, I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
The fact, well, look, this is a, well, first of all, that is not in any way agreed upon. State Department disagrees. That happens all the time in these efforts to say what can go out and what can't go out. That is a part of the ordinary process. Everybody's acting like this is the first time it's ever happened. It happens all the time. And I can only tell you that the State Department has said over and over again, we disagree. So that's what they're sorting out, and that's what happens a lot of the times. But whether it was a personal account or a government account, I did not send classified material, and I did not receive any material that was marked or designated classified, which is the way you know whether something is. What you're seeing.
They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, what, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
A number of women have come forward to talk about how they felt my actions had affected them. I was shocked. I was upset. But in responding to their claims, I also wanted to be respectful of that broader conversation, because all women deserve to be heard and their experiences taken seriously. I think that was the right thing to do. I also think it gave some people the false impression that I was admitting to doing things that, in fact, I haven't done. Some of the allegations against me are simply not true. Others I remember very differently. I said at the outset that the Ethics Committee was the right venue for these allegations to be heard and investigated and evaluated on their merits, that I was prepared to cooperate fully, and that I was confident in the outcome. You know, an important part of the conversation we've been having the last few months has been about how men abuse their power and privilege to hurt women. I am proud that during my time in the Senate, I have used my power to be a champion of women, and that I have earned a reputation as someone who respects the women I work alongside every day. I know there's been a very different picture of me painted over the last few weeks, but I know who I really am.
Leanne Tweeden first came forward, saying Al Franken forcibly kissed her, then took this picture while the two were on a comedy tour overseas in 2006. So, Men's tweeted her story from the Minnesota State Fair, the first accusation of Franken as an elected senator.
We stood together to take a photo, and just as my husband was taking a photo, he pulled me in very close, and then he grabbed me.
Men says he grabbed her rear end for 3 to 4 seconds. On Monday, I asked Senator Franken about this specifically.
I certainly would not do something like that